All right, what's up, everybody? This is a new show. I know y'all is excited. I am excited. I am here live and in Dallas, Texas. I am one of your panelists. This is the season premiere of Two Men and a Lady. And I want to first introduce this brother to you all. None other than our special guest. Streaming it up on YouTube, doing amazing things out here in media. None other than Storm Monroe.
What's going on, Wiley?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. You see, I got my hat blessed.
Yeah, I see you got your blessed hat on. What's up to everybody who is watching? I'm excited for tonight, man.
Yeah, it looked like you just came and robbed the bank. It looked like you ready to rob the bank. It looked like you ready to rob a bank.
Look, don't tell nobody. These bills got to get paid somehow.
So I want to say this. I want to first, and we do have a special guest that's going to be joining us, and we're waiting on our lady to join us. But let's just get into the first subject. I want to get into Kanye West. He's going to perform it at Joel Osteen Church. This is your Bible. I say it as you are. I do as I can do. We'll never be the same. Okay, he's going to perform it at that church. That same Joel Osteen that said no to the flood victims because we got flooded and it was dry in the church. That same Joel Osteen, Kanye West will be performing at his church. He got a lot of criticism for that. My opinion about it, that brother is an artist. The church is a business. And so Kanye West is a businessman. So right. Tyler Perry at Joel Osteen, and he does Medea. So he could be able to perform.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said Tyler Perry does Medea at this church?
Oh, no. He don't do Medea at the church, but Tyler Perry actually went to the church. Because Perry is a preacher. He didn't get up there with Medea. Well, give him praise, give him hallelujah. He didn't get up there with the first. No, that'd have been too much. Baby, they would have been calling him all time of days if he would have did something like that.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, hold the front door now. I mean, it's bad enough they got Kanye West up in there. Do you really believe Kanye West is really turning over his life? Is he really serving the Lord?
Baby, Kanye West was washed up as a regular rapper in the secular world. He see a corn with Jesus Christ. He know black folks. One thing that we know how to eat some fried chicken, and we know about Jesus. I think it's just a universal thing, and so he's doing that for money. And I remember when Tasha K did the report that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are transitioning to this church, First Lady, because they know they are getting outdated in celebrity and that other celebrity. So they want to get to the church where you can get coins on top of coins.
I mean, that's true. And that's true because we ain't really looking at Kim no more like that. I just feel like this, man, who's going to be his first lady? Because I don't want a first lady and I didn't send your cookie box and your dookie shoe.
No, I don't want no first lady. Somebody to hit that and do it on and smash that. And when you on Pornhub, you having a bad day, you scroll up down there, you see your first lady busted and wide open. And it's not even only that. You seen her breasts. You seen so much of her out there. Yeah. So we have,
and maybe what she can do is get in that Bible and learn how to service her husband better. Because from that video, she was servicing that.
We do have a special guest that's holding on the line. But before we bring our special guest, a comedian on, really good, we're going to bring our lady on the panel, none other, the wonderful, the beautiful, the intelligent one, none other than 7 stars. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. So thank you so much, 7. You came. Okay, you here. So we have a special guest that we're going to be interviewing. She's on the line. So we're going to introduce her. I found her out because she did an interview and she was out there on different shows. And I saw this one particular video of Hope Flood, none other than the one and only Hope Flood is live on the Two Men and a Lady panel. How you doing, Miss Hope?
Thank you. Hi, how are you guys? Hello, everyone.
Hi, Hope.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. So
How y'all doing?
we doing
I'm
good.
sorry I missed out last week. I'm sorry I missed out the last time, but I smoke a lot of weed. So
Hey, no problem too. I smoke some too. And
I got you.
I'm glad that you're on here because when I seen you on Comedy Hype, I did not know who you was. You said you must be young, and I'm like, yeah, I'm 29. But my audience, they are seasonal. You know, they are seasoned women and men, so they knew who you was. So I'm gonna be like a DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. For those that don't know who you are, what do you do?
I am a 30-year veteran stand-up comedian. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a philanthropist. I am a publisher. I'm a radio personality. I'm an actress. I'm a mother. I'm a grandma. I'm every woman. It's all in me. How about that? Okay.
All right, I heard that.
So my first question will be Monique. Monique is in the news. She's going to be doing. What's she talking about now? She's suing Netflix for discrimination for not paying her right. I remember in that interview that you wanted to stand up towards BET because y'all wasn't getting paid right, and Monique did not want to stand with you in that fight. What's your thoughts on Monique lawsuit with Netflix? Do you stand with her in that fight? I want to know your thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know if I stand with her on the fight because I don't know exactly what they offered her. I think she said something like $500,000. I don't know what they exactly offered her. But what I think that I would have done is I would have taken the money to prove to them that I am worthy of a bigger check. Sometimes you gotta, when you are out a little bit of the game and stuff, and I'm not saying she's out, she's relevant, but sometimes when they feel that way, you have to prove them wrong. So take the money. Do the special, and then they're going to offer you another special. That's what Dave Chappelle did. That's what but they gave Dave $60 million, but he did six specials. 3 he had already taped on his own. So when they went to him, he says, well, I already have 3 in the can. So they all like, great. And then they did the other 3. So I think that her strategy should be a little bit more like, take it, because I know with Tiffany Haddish, when she did the series, She Ready or They Ready, those girls got paid a lot of money, and they had never been on anything. So the money is there for them to do it. I think that she should take the money and prove them wrong, right, or indifferent, or whatever their reason for not paying her.
All right. You want to ask us on the panel? Y'all got any questions?
Well, let me say this. I know someone who was directly working with Monique back on the Fat Girls movie. Okay. She does have a reputation for being very hard to work with. Okay. And this is something that has rang true through a lot of different people she's worked with on different sets, different movies. So they're not all lying about her. Because like I said, I know someone who directly worked on that movie. Okay. And she would talk about how she would come in and she would just fire her whole staff one day. Okay. Or, she would be in a scene still mic'd up talking crap about everybody on the crew. So this is real tea about Monique. I don't know that she's worth that kind of money if we're going to talk about it, because again, they broke it down to a science of like the ticket sales, like what can you generate for us? So I absolutely agree with Hope. I would have taken the money, but she's on this whole plight of, well, I'm trying to do it for everybody else, which is just garnering sympathy for herself so everyone can come and join her fight. And I'm not buying it.
I understand. I've heard those things too, but I know the Monique before the fame. So I don't know this level of Monique or how she acts. But like you said, I've heard that a lot. And like my mama said, when 1 or 2 people say something, whatever, but 3 or 4, somebody ain't lying, whatever. Right. So I understand that. And that's probably ring true or whatever. So I don't know. But also the other question is, what makes, when you're a woman, especially Black women, when we're assertive and we know what we want, sometimes it gets, when we express it, especially with me, and I can only use me as an example. Sometimes when we express what we want and how we feel about how we're being treated, when we become vocal about it, now we're a bitch. We're being a diva.
The angry Black woman. Yeah.
when the guys say stuff, when the guys do is something, oh, he's just being a man, or he's being, he's taking care of his business. So when we say it, it's different, especially for Black women. We stand up for it because a lot of times we're passionate about it. Like right now, we're talking back and forth. Somebody could think, oh, look at them too. They're going back and forth against each other, or look how she's talking, or whatever. We're just passionate as well, and we have been treated so long in this business for so long. When we do get the opportunity, we just like, we ain't taking that no more from people and stuff. So I think sometimes that gets lost a lot of times. It's like when like with raising my son, he's 32 now, but I'm still raising him basically. But he'll say, when he says stuff to me, I say, look, if I tell you that you ain't about nothing, I can say it nice, I can say it sarcastically, I can say it indifferently, I can say it sympathetically, but at the end result, it's still the same thing. So I think maybe the delivery is what's bad, because what's implied and what she feels like she's not getting might be what she's not getting and stuff. So, but again, I would just take the money and prove them wrong.
Well, it's been alleged that her husband's got her in the sunken place. What do you think that's true?
That what now?
It's been alleged that her husband has her in the sunken place.
In a sunken place?
Right.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Like some sort of mind control, you know what I mean? Like she's gonna do whatever he wants.
Well, she does call him daddy now. We know that.
Oh, she unloads a clip of daddies on him every interview, and you're like,
I don't know. I never met Whitney. I don't know him and everything. There are some women that are like that. They get with a man and he, controls them or whatever. She's been with him and knows him since has known him since she was a kid, or whatever. So from what I understand, she's always loved him and wanted to be with him. And he was a writer on the Parkers and things. And, she wants to keep her marriage.
Yeah.
I got a question.
She wants to keep it.
All right. Hey, Hope, I got a question. Do you think that this whole fight against Netflix and trying to get more money and trying to just this whole fight that's been going on, I think for 2 or 3 years now, is this really Monique fighting for this, or is this Sydney saying, nah, baby, you need to be getting more? Nah, baby, they should be paying you more. Like, who's really the driving force behind this?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not in their household. I don't talk to them like that. When Monique started the rebuttal or backlash or whatever you want to call it with Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, me and Luenell and I reached out to her and we were like, we ride with you. You have a right to your feelings. You have a right to say how you feel about them and what they've done to you. You have a right to that. People back down from people just because they're in power. And I get that. I think the strategy could be different. Let me just say that. The strategy could be different.
Absolutely. But Hope, you're in the business. I did see your interview with Comedy Hype, and you explained that a lot of comedians did not help you get to the next level. Those comedians that you helped push, when they made it, they did not bring you on along the way. What do you think? What was the reason? Do you have a valid reason or a reason from the heart of why those celebrities, of those comedians that now turn into household names, got put on that? Do you know why they did not bring you to the next level?
I don't know why. I think that a lot of times I don't present myself like I need any help. But it's like, it's obvious because you eating and you're on these things and you're doing stuff and you don't see me there and you don't see me having it. So it's obvious that I need something. You see that I'm still out here pushing, that I'm not stopping, that I'm still working, I'm still relevant, I'm still funny. But also, too, a part of that interview, a lot of that stuff, of course, it was an hour and a half interview and they cut it down into 5 minutes over 4 days. So, of course, that's 20, 25, 30 minutes and stuff. So it's not the whole interview. The whole thing is that a lot of times, the Bible says you have not because you ask not, or whatever. The closed mouth don't get fed, or whatever. But so it's some of it is me not asking and not reaching out and wanting to do it on my own, because I want to be able to, when I get there, say, I just want to thank God. I don't owe nobody nothing, which I don't, owe any of them anything in particular. But also, too, I took myself out the business. Like I said before, I had to finish raising my son. I had gotten a job on the radio, making a lot of money in Dallas, Texas. So I needed to focus on the radio thing. So I'm one of those people that when I do something, I like to totally focus on that, especially when they have believed in me. And this was my first ever radio job, and they paid me a lot of money to be on the radio. I relocated to Dallas from LA, all that stuff. So I needed to focus on that. So I thought, okay, this is going to be it, radio, because I was just tired of being on the road for the last 10 or 15 years and out here and dealing with promoters, and sometimes they pay you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they want to come to your room and get some from you, and they ain't got your money. Sometimes they leave you at the airport, leave you at the club, leave you at the hotel room. And I just got tired of all of that. And I figured, oh, here go a good job. I can learn how to do radio. When I got into it, I was like, I was born to do radio. I just fit right in. And the show I was on, I was basically, it was another guy's show, BJ in the Morning. He was from Charlotte. He had been on the radio there for 13 years. And so he had been interviewing me because I would come there every year to do the Comedy House, and I would have to go do the radio and didn't even know he was interviewing me. That's what I tell people all the time. Whenever you get on, you have to shine and be your best because you never know who's watching you. And he offered me that job, and I felt that it was an opportunity for me to take care of my kid without struggling, for me to have a good light. I felt like that this was a reward for the fruit of my labor, of sacrificing my career and a lot of things that I could have been doing. I could have been doing a lot more, but I had to raise my kid, and I didn't want to leave him with people. I didn't want to drag him around the world. I didn't want to leave him with different people and stuff. So I did what I could do, and I had to come home. And that's my commitment as a mother.
And I want to ask you because, and I want to be a little messy in this because you already confirmed this, that you and Jamie Foxx.
I was just about to ask that. Like, speaking of hooking up.
Yeah, got it on. And I felt a type of way when I heard it, because I'm like, if she's good enough to get it on, why didn't Jamie Foxx, bring you on? Did he even try to get you an audition to be in Bray or any of these other projects that he was a part of?
No, but I'm. If you look at any of his projects, and I know his circle of friends, he didn't really bring any of them along per se, whatever. But we are back reconnected. I had gotten disconnected from him for so long, and mind you, when Jamie and I dealt with each other, this was before he was famous. This was when Jamie didn't have any money. Jamie was broke. He was living in a one-room hotel.
Oh, wow.
He didn't even have a car. He was pillar to post, sleeping on people's couches and things. So when me and Jamie were connected, he wasn't famous then. If anything, I was helping him, by putting him on the shows that I was doing to help put money in his pocket. And I don't think all the time well, let me just go back and say this, because I did get some backlash about a lot of things and stuff, and I want to make some corrections on it by saying that, does anybody really owe you anything? And that's the question we could put out there for the panel. If I help someone, am I doing it because I want you to put me on, or am I doing it from the heart? And sometimes when the blessings come, it doesn't necessarily come from the person that you blessed. The blessing may come from somebody totally different,
right?
Whatever. So you have to keep that in mind in anything that you do, that just because you bless somebody doesn't mean that they're going to actually come back and bless you, but you're going to get blessed somewhere along the line and stuff. And so I consider blessings in the form of my son being healthy, and never been in jail. And those were the commitments I had to make, because his daddy was a 4-time convicted felon. He had been in jail 20 years in the penitentiary, gangbanger, Crip, original Crip, or whatever, in the streets of LA. And so I just wanted to make sure that my son didn't follow down that path, because that DNA runs thick, y'all, whatever. So I just would make sure that I led him down the right way. So my reward, and I think my blessing, is my son's never been in jail. He's not on drugs, and still to this day. He just had his kids in the last 4 or 5 years. I have my grandkids and stuff. So he's never been a gangbanger or things like that. So I think that that's where my blessings are. He still loves and respects me and hugs and kisses on me and thinks I'm the greatest thing ever, whatever. So those are to me, those are my rewards and stuff. Am I still getting it? I'm still getting it. Jamie and I have recently reconnected, and we got some things in the works and stuff going on, but he's just so talented that he's got so many projects on the table and stuff. But I told him when I saw him on Easter, went for Easter dinner, I was like, I need a win. He said, I got you. And I believe that. Now, when is that going to happen? I don't know, but I believe what he's saying.
I really feel you on that. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, I was going to ask, do you have any upcoming projects that you can tell us about?
Yeah, I'm working on, since the interview that I was talking about, the Comedy Hype, a lot of things have happened because, again, a lot of people didn't think I needed anything because I've always been my own person. I've always made my own way some way or the other. Even like, I'll tell you a really brief story. When Comic View, DL is my mentor. He started me in comedy, and they overlooked Cheryl Underwood and I for like the first 2 years that Comic View was on. That show was created for DL. It was his show originally. And so the talent bookers and the producers wouldn't let us on the show. They thought we were too blue, too vulgar. Too blue means too dirty, too vulgar, too much cursing, things like that. So they wouldn't let us do the show. So we were like, well, let's go down there, and see. And then DL left the show, and then they turned it into a competition, and then they let Cedric host, Cedric the Entertainer. And we didn't know who Cedric was. We were like, who is this dude from St. Louis coming in with all these comedians in LA that's deserving, and they're allowing him to host? We're going to go down here, and we're going to heckle Cedric and all this stuff. We didn't know who Cedric was. And so that's what we did. And that's another point of sometimes you just got to show up because out of sight is out of mind sometimes. Whatever. And so we went down there, we sat in the audience, we clowning, we heckling, said, just having a good time. And at that point, the changing of hands had happened. Those talent bookers and producers had gotten fired, and there were new people in the new gatekeepers in the position. And one of them happened to be my boy, who we grew up together in church. TJ McGee, may God rest his soul, he just died earlier this year. Anyway, and so he came to us and said, hey, they want you guys to do the show. And we were like, well, they didn't want us to do it before. It's like, oh, those people are gone. They want you guys to do the show. We're like, we would love to do the show. They're like, but, and then they told us the stipulations, and we like, just tell us what we need to do. These jokes that we write are not written with profanity as the punchlines. We just like to cuss or whatever, but we're intelligent enough, and these jokes can stand. We could do them in the church if we want to. We could do them in front of kids or whatever. And so we did the show, and then we ended up doing Comic View for 10 years straight after that. And we even had 1-hour specials on Comic View. So, so with saying that, with this Comedy Hype interview, a lot of things have happened for me. Because, like I said, 1 year out of the business is like 7 years. So imagine I took myself out for 7 years or whatever. I was doing gigs here and there, but I was married. I was trying to be normal. I was trying to be married. I had a jealous husband. So I was just trying to save my marriage. So I understand where Monique is coming from in a sense, if that's what's happening with her, but I don't know that story or whatever. I've heard that, but I don't know that story. But anyway, and stuff. And so I'm working on a lot of things right now. So I got a lot of people that's trying to help me just really get myself together, get my representation. I need an agent. I need a talent agent. I need a agent. I need a lot of things that I hadn't had in this business for all of these years because I've been doing my own thing. So I'm working on, I have a cannabis business that I have. It's called highhopes.biz. And our slogan is that we are healers, not dealers, because I am trying to educate and our people on the benefits of cannabis and CBD as a healer, and getting people off of opiates and prescription drugs that will never heal you. It is putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. So I'm trying to educate our people on that and stuff. So I go around the country after my show. I talk about the difference with cannabis and what they do and what CBD does and things like that, and send people to the website and they order products and things like that, CBD and all these things that heal. And so I'm working on that. I'm working on a tour called Don't Call It a Comeback with all the veteran famous comedians that are in my same position, whatever. Now we all should go on tour and do some dates, and so people can see we out here, we relevant, we still funny. We have an audience like this audience knows us, whatever. So I'm working on those things, and I'm working on some other projects that I just can't really mention because I'm waiting for them to come to fruition. So yeah, I'm back out. I'm doing my thing. I'm 53 now. I'm a little older now, but
You look good. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Whole Flood. You look good. I mean, beautiful. You look good for your age, sister. Storm.
Thank you so much. That black
can I Storm? Go ahead, Storm, because I wanted to ask one question, but you're not really talking. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say, Hope, like, don't even put that age stuff on you. Like, that age has nothing to do with it. And with social media, like, you don't even have to worry about gatekeepers. Like, I know you said you were out the game for like 7 years, but now you are literally in control of your own career. So don't even put that obstacle on yourself. You can go ahead, 7.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask her about that in terms of comedy, because I remember when Cat Williams, before that whole fiasco happened over at that Atlanta station with the lady, he was saying that, you know, there's a lot of comedians who have been in the game a long time, like Lunel, and I'm thinking like a Hope Flood, you know what I mean, who have been pounding the pavement for a long time. And, you know, he specifically said in, you know, an industry or this part of entertainment where looks shouldn't matter, they do. Have you ever felt the pressure of having to look a certain type of way? Or, you know, there's also another stereotype that, you know, women in comedy can't be funny if they're not talking about sex of some sort. Have you ever felt any of those pressures, or does that, you know, kind of plague you now that you're getting back into the game?
Well, yeah. And shout out to Cat Williams, because he's one of the comedians who has in his fame, and he used his celebrity to reach back and put people on when he did his tours and stuff. That's how Lunel got on. That's how Leslie got on. That's how a lot of those comics he took on tour, Melanie Camacho and stuff, that's how they got on and got recognized as the Cat Williams. So he's one of the different ones that have actually reached out. Cat gives away money. When Cat has money, he gives away a lot of money to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So shout out to Cat, because he has helped a lot of people do a lot of things and stuff, because he gets it. Cat was homeless with his kids and, you know, and all kinds of stuff. So he gets it and he understands. So he puts people on, Red Brand and all those cats. So I want to give a major shout out to Cat Williams and everything. And he's amazing. I knew Cat before he blew up as well. Yeah, I think that a lot of times what they do with women, they're afraid of us a lot of times. And so Monique's, going back to Monique, her rant or her being upset about being overlooked is valid. And I like, again, I've heard things about her. I've never been upset with her or done anything, so I don't know that. But I have heard things about her. But she's even told me when we reached out to her that she was smelling herself and they were blowing smoke up her butt and telling her she was this and that and all those things, whatever. And it cost her, you know, a lot. It cost her relationship with her oldest son, you know, because she was arrogant and you know, and just, you know, really on her way. And money and fame does that to you sometimes. And then God has a way. He's the funniest comedian because he has a way of humbling us all.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, very true.
A way of humbling us all, baby. Where you think you're doing something. Yeah, okay. And so God is just laughing like, okay, yeah, let me smash this rug up under y'all, okay? Let you know that I am the I am.
Right. So I want to ask you.
I am. So yes, I think so.
I want to ask you, Hope. This might like the last.
We have a lot more.
This is the last question.
Ahead,
I'm sorry. This is the last question I do want to ask you, because I want to make it clear. What do you want to accomplish in Hollywood when you get there? What is your dream job in Hollywood? What do Hope Flood? What is that dream for you in Hollywood? What did that look like?
I would like to have a nighttime talk show.
Okay.
That's what I really would like to do. I don't know if, you know, being on a sitcom and all that stuff as I've gotten older or whatever, I don't know if that me going in and running lines and doing a sitcom every day is something I really would want to do. As you know, I missed a lot of my son's life too as well. Being on the road, I did miss some of his life because I did have to go get the money and work on the road, but I couldn't go as much as I wanted to, but I did go a lot. And he was going to the prom, and I sat on the couch and I started crying. He said, "Mommy, why are you crying?" I said, "Because hell, I thought you was in the 9th grade. I done lost 3 years of your life, okay? Or whatever, trying to do this." And so that's what I would like to really do. I would love to have a nighttime talk show, a cross between a Saturday Night Live meets Chelsea Lately meets Arsenio meets Monique or something like that. And that's my dream job in the business.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it. All right, thank you so much, Ho, for coming on. I want you all to go follow her on Twitter, Instagram. Show her love. For those of us and that's millennials, Google her, go to her shows. When are you going to come to Dallas? So are you going to come back to Dallas? Because I would like to see you because everybody say I should start doing stand-up. So I would love to come.
You need to come to my comedy convention.
Okay.
I do a comedy convention every single year for comedians. I didn't do it this year. I sat out because I was trying to work on my thing, but the comics was like begging me and threatening me to come back.
Okay.
So next year I'm doing the 8th annual Comics Rock Convention for aspiring comedians, new comedians, veteran comedians, intermediate comedians. I took what I've learned in 30 years of being in this game and I put it into workshops and seminars taught by other veteran comedians to help comedians win at this game, to not spin their wheels for the next 20 or 30 years just focusing on stand-up comedy. They have other gifts inside of them and other talents that they need to stir up. That they need. I didn't know I could do radio until I was doing radio. So I have somebody come to teach radio. I have somebody come in. Yeah, I have somebody coming to teach voiceovers. I have somebody to come to teach acting. All of these people are comedians. Shane and Rodney Parry teaching improv. Sean Michael Howard, who is a voiceover specialist. He plays the guy on PJs and on the Boondocks. He's an amazing voiceover guy. A guy about commercials. Casting, pitching your ideas, sitcom writing by one of the best guys who's written on all the shows, including the Parkers, Lamont Farrell, Shane Forbes teaching social media, somebody teaching on how to monetize and make 6 figures on Facebook. So I've taken all that and what I've learned and did learn and put it into workshops and seminars for comedians to win. And it's in LA and they get to showcase at LA's mainstream comedy clubs. They can't walk on a stage in LA. You either have to be recommended by someone, referred, something, but you just can't come to LA and go walk into the Improv or the Comedy Store and get on stage. We don't do it that way here, whatever. So you get to get a showcase as well. So comics can go and register right now. It's $299 for over 25 workshops. I do a tribute every year. I'm doing a tribute to the Wayans family, J. Anthony Brown, Enns Mitchell, who are the oldest comedy clubs here, Robert Townsend. I do a tribute every year that kicks off. I'm starting off with the Monday with it's 420 with my cannabis business and launching that, the 420 Cannabis and CBD Lounge. And then we do Professional Development Day where we help comedians get their headshots, their business cards, their websites, their social media, their EPK, their bios, their resumes. So everything that you need to be a successful comedian is at the Comics Rock Convention. And that's also the website, www.comicsrockconvention.com. I did it 2 years for females in comedy. So this thing that Tiffany is doing, the thing that Monique is doing is taking women around the country. I've been doing this 20, 30 years ago. Right. So this is not new or anything. That I've always been an advocate for female comedians because we haven't had a black female comedian to have a sitcom in their name on a major network since 1997, and that was Thea Vidal. So there's something wrong with that, whatever. So I created a group on Facebook to help comedians. It's called FICA, Females in Comedy Association. It's over 2,000 women in the group. They're all comedians, and they're all in there, and we're trying to figure out what's the problem. So I did it for 2 years. I did it for 2 years for women, and then I opened it up and rebranded the name and called it the Comics Rock Convention, and I opened it up to male comedians as well. It's an amazing convention. It's April 20th to the 24th, and 2020 is the year of vision. 2020 is the year of vision and the year of you getting yourself together as a comedian in business. I have acting classes. I have writing classes. Everything you need to be a successful comedian, I've thought of every single thing. So comedians don't miss this opportunity to learn it. People I can't come to LA.
And they definitely gonna come because I'm gonna show up and support. But I thank you so much
You're welcome.
for coming on. And I would definitely keep in contact with you. And if you need anything from me,
please.
I'm always here. And I would definitely give your information other massive platforms that your voice needs to be heard. because I'm going to do everything in my power to help you make it and make it in Hollywood. God bless you, sister.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Everybody have a great evening. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
So the one and only Hope Love, we're going to give her.
Now, how did you swing that, nigga?
Well, this is how I swing it. I know how to talk to the ladies. Okay.
Wiley is that dude. Wiley is that dude. He will get anybody to come on his page.
15 minutes to put my eyeshadow and lashes on. He was like, "We are going now." I'm like, yo. I'm looking up Instagram.
I know how to connect with people. I'm a producer. I think I love to be a producer. If I had a choice, I'd rather work behind the scenes than in front of the camera. I love putting people together, like stories together. I just love talented people, and you two fell in my heart. I just I need the coins, and Seven, I got to get your coins. Piece. They're not gonna come for free.
Right.
I like that. That was very positive. Okay. That wasn't salacious or anything, And I actually learned a lot more from her, because the only thing that I got from her thus far was that she slept with Jamie Foxx, and that it was news to everybody. And now we know she has her own cannabis business. She has more projects coming. She raised her son for 32 years. We learned so much about her in this interview.
Like, we know about her now. But the only thing is, my fear for her, though, is every interview she does, they're just going to want to focus on Jamie Foxx or Monique. So
absolutely,
she has to learn how to kind of like finesse that, because
she's going to have to get on social media, get a YouTube channel, and I can manage her, and she'll be Jamie who? It's okay. That
you funny, Wiley.
Do on social media, because it is a new market. Don't get me wrong. You can stand up on comedy all day, but you have to reach the other market, meaning that YouTube audience, Instagram, you got to be known over there, because it's a lot of comedians.
Comedy is tough right now.
Media can get more love than a veteran like a Whole Flood. Why?
You don't have to go the just hilarious route, but that's what I was asking her. I said they want a hoe, look for it. Now she is older. She's not a bad looking woman, in my opinion. However, that climate we're in, it's such a superficial one. So
yeah, don't even let that hold you back. Like, just keep pushing your shit. I'm sorry, Wild. Keep pushing your stuff. And as long as the talent is there, you will come through. Like, don't even acknowledge that.
And she got to receive the help.
I'm interested in the cannabis business.
Absolutely. And she's going to have to tell people, hey, I do need your help. She needs to get on the phone. Because if I was her, if I gave Jamie Foxx my cookies, guess the first person I'm going to call? Jamie Foxx.
Hey, big head.
Okay.
Hey, big head. Yep.
Literally. Whatever. And ride me all night. I'm just that's the type of person I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. This is so
before we forget, Wiley, go ahead and start your GoFundMe for your workshop money. So and what you're gonna need some airfare.
Somebody already said they got him. He missed a comment, but somebody said, I got you on the money.
Yeah.
They me. And make sure he doesn't, and he needs airfare, because I'm not paying for him to get to LA. He gonna have
told us they gonna make sure I'm in LA and we can take 7.
Oh, we should have a live LA show. That would be bomb.
That would be dope.
Oh, I love LA. Let me know when.
And we all go. And we will not sit in the back row. Okay, we'll sit in the front row.
All right. So, you might see a foot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I want to get into this subject. This is about safety, and since we have a lady on the panel, I definitely want to give her thoughts. I want you all to see this video, and we're gonna do commentary on it. Let me bring it up on the screen.
Noticed that they were taking all these different turns, no major streets, was not following the GPS that they were supposed to be following. So I asked the guy, I said, why are you making all these turns? This is not the way to my job. And he wouldn't answer me. He kept on just driving. So I'm noticing that I'm going down these different sidewalks, these neighborhoods. I'm so nervous, like I can't even really talk. So I'm asking the guy, like, why are you turning here? This is not the way to my job. So he kept telling me to be quiet, like, hold on, I know what I'm doing. So he pulls up behind this other car, like a big truck. I don't even know what it was. So I'm like, just nervous because I'm on the phone the whole time and I wasn't paying attention the whole while that he was making all these turns. So I asked him, why don't you go around this truck? Why you just sitting behind this truck like this? I had to got in the car with the lieutenant, noticed that they were taking all these different turns.
We play the other part.
Like this, I had to get to work, and then he wouldn't answer me. So a black guy got out of the truck. He had braids in his head and everything, and he started opening the gates to this warehouse or whatever it was, and was telling the car that I was in the Lyft driver to back into the warehouse or whatever. So I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like, this not the way that you're supposed to be going. So I drive, so I'm telling y'all to be safe. I had to get out the car and run. I was in a Lyft. I have all his information and everything. I was riding in a Lyft car trying to get to work because my car was acting funny. I called the police and everything. I'm still waiting on the police. I'm safe. I'm waiting at a gas station. I'm just saying, be safe so y'all can share this video. I'm in Houston, Texas. I was on Richmond and Dunvale, and it's real out here. You have to be safe. So anybody who's riding in a Lyft or tell them why like this, I have to get to work.
All right, and y'all hear that? All right,
I think Kevin needs to go first since she's the lady.
First of all, if this is true, okay, she is lucky AF, and the reason for that is because I'm thinking, okay, there's child safety locks involved. Like, she can't get out the car. She had to kick you. She had to donkey kick the window out or something. No, she was able to get out and run. And that just shows, first of all, can we talk about how there's a ton of Black girls and Black women coming up dead and missing? A lot. Yes. Alarmingly a lot right now. You know, it's been this conspiracy that it's organ harvesting, sex trafficking. The whole thing is scary. And, you know, women really do need to start watching out for themselves, start traveling in groups. Okay. We just heard a story similar where, you know, well, a lady actually got in the wrong car. Okay. And she ended up dead. So you got to be very careful when you're taking any Lyfts or Uber. Understand, a lot of that isn't mandated. They do like a soft little criminal check on these people. They inspect the car and then boom, you're a Lyft driver. And these people were putting their kids in these people's cars and sending them to school. So definitely be on your P's and Q's and watch everything. You want to, you know, before you get in the car, you know, take a little screenshot of the driver's license. I do that whenever I'm parked and somebody's parked funny and I'm like, okay, they might scratch up my car. Let me just get, you know, but I'm just saying, definitely watch out for yourself. I just knew that this guy was more seasoned and he had the child safety locks on and stuff, but by the grace of God, she was able to get out and run to safety and she's with the cops, okay?
And I wanted to hop in on this too, Wiley, because I used to be a CPS worker. I worked with heroin addicts, people that had DUIs, DWIs, alcoholics, abusers, child molesters, all that. And when I would ask them, what you do for a living? Oh, I drive for Uber. Oh, I drive for Lyft. So all that background check stuff, that's a bunch of BS. Don't believe that. Always stay on your guard. The word tell you to be on your guard. Don't trust nobody, period. Make sure somebody always know where you going. Text your mama, I'm getting in the Uber. Text your baby daddy. Text somebody. Somebody should know where you at. And lastly, if you in one of them states where you can't carry, do what I do. Keep you a box cutter. Somebody get out of line, jab their ass right in the neck.
I have a taser and I keep it in my car.
I go box cutter. It cuts deep.
Another thing, especially if you're women, everybody, when you get in a car, get off your phone, watch your surroundings. You are with a stranger. And I think a lot of people, they get in their car, men and women, they be on their phone, just literally just in their own world. And that
sometimes they're inebriated, they're drunk, they don't even know what's going on.
Absolutely. I'm the type of passenger, I'm telling you the route to take. I say, hey, do this, sir. I'm literally talking with you. I'm watching your hand moves. I'm watching your surroundings. I'm watching just in case you try something. If I had to put you in a chokehold, my mind is just differently. And that's why I talk to a lot of people and I feel energy. But if you get into a ride, don't be on your phone because you are with a stranger. Anything can happen to you.
Be alert. Don't get in there drunk. You know, they think it's safe to take an Uber home, but you really need to be with somebody. There was another case where there was this Black lady who was drunk and the guy drove her to a hotel,
Yep.
dragged her in the hotel, did what he did with her, and left her up in there. He was a whole Uber driver.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of temptations with people because when I used to take Lyft before I was banned because I was manic, I was driving 90 miles and missing lights, and they banned me because everybody was giving me 1 star. So he's one of the most dangerous drivers. So I was banned for Lyft. But anyhow,
Damn, Wiley.
and late night, you know,
You've been banned from libraries and Lyft. What else have you been banned from?
Okay. so it was a white woman. They were just sloppy drunk. Oh my gosh, Catherine, do you know where we stand? I don't know. I think we should stay over there. And I was just driving. Mind you, I'm a black man with these 2 white women just driving in a new land because I'm in Texas. I don't know Grapeville, Texas. I don't know these other. Only thing I know is my little area. And it was just, and finally they found their location. But what if I was this evil person? I could have took advantage of 2 women. First thing I would have grabbed credit card, you know, I get the credit, I get the purse, and so, but I'm like, women, be careful, men, be careful. One of my roommate, his friend is a Lyft driver. She almost got sexual assault in the car. The guy grabbed, he wanted to do something. He was drunk, and she got out and she flagged down, she called 911. You even have, and I tell my mother because she's driving it, and I tell my sister, whoever, do not drive Lyft during the club hours when you're a woman by yourself. That's the wrong time to drive. Drive early in the morning. Drive during the day. So about 6, 7 o'clock, take your butt at home and go home. Don't try to get that hour when the club's lit out because you a woman, especially if you little like 7 stars. You got all these 3 big men up in the car, sloppy drunk, and they see this woman. I mean, your mind gonna start doing already. You're gonna be firm. Oh, look at you, Sam. You look kind of good. Are you married? Leave her alone, Sam. Leave her alone, Sam. I ain't messing with you got some.
I am 175 pounds. I will donkey kick the out of somebody right.
But that's the thing, 7. Yeah, you a donkey kick them, but if you the driver,
yes,
you have a disadvantage. And then
I'm totally making light of it, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, it is dangerous. But see, ironically, the club time is when people make the most money, and that's when women are trying to capitalize off of, get the most bang for their buck. So it's conflicting, but for safety reasons, I would have to agree with you. I wouldn't do it at night if I was a woman.
No, don't do it at all. I've done Uber. I didn't pretty much had every damn job, but I've done Uber and Lyft too. And when you women get drunk, y'all done twerked in my seat. You done pulled your panties down in my seat.
Hold a Cardi B.
Rub don't on me. Like, people get aggressive when they drunk, and just imagine a man at the club, especially the ugly niggas. He ain't got none. Now he out the club. He horny. He drunk, and ain't nothing but him, you, and opportunity. Come on now.
Absolutely. So that's why you have to be safe. I want to give a special shout out to Tasha K. She's in the chat.
Tasha K.
I want to say this. I want to thank you.
Side note: has anyone seen Lioness of Judah? Because okay.
Oh my God, I did see her.
Looking for her.
I saw.
Okay.
It looked like she came from the 70s. It looked like the time of thing.
You're wrong for that, Wiley. You're wrong
from the soul train. I'm like,
my life, I has to fight.
Y'all are wrong for that. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you see people's face and you be like, I see why you wore a mask, and I'm gonna leave that at that.
I see why you was hitting in the videos. You just did audio. Yes, stay in the radio.
Just like this,
baby.
Whoa.
Like, for real, push that shit back on. Like, whoa. No.
Please go back and hide it, man.
Please. I had a girl say, you want me to take my bra off? No, leave it on. Leave it on. Leave it on. Leave it on.
Leave it on.
Oh, Judah, we hope you okay, girl. We heard you was MIA. I'm about to put what they call it,
ABB.
Yeah, out on her because we ain't seen her.
Oh my God, I don't know where she's at. Wow, that was quite that. Say you. I didn't want to touch it because they said she's going through things, and people always get so sensitive. Don't do it. She's going, but she did talking about this mess.
We all going through it.
Tasha K was a hoe pregnant,
Right.
And I remember she was the host that when Lovely T call in Tasha K, you said I take pills. Call in right now. I'm here right now. I was like, is this Lovely T? Like, what's going on up in here?
We're going to
internet. And just when you said pills, call me right now. I was just selling some tea. I'm like, oh my
God. Lord, y'all better leave the eco styler queen alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
I would never forget that episode because I was shocked because she said she's unbothered and she went on her channel. I will never forget it. I forget it.
That's too much.
So I do want to ask you, I have posed the question 2020. I want to ask which candidate are you supporting in 2020, or do you have a candidate that you are rocking with for the 2020 election? 7.
No.
Okay.
Next.
Store.
Okay, well, with me, here's my thing. I'm gonna just look at the camera and say this. So all you Caucasoids there on the panel that's running, if you ain't talking about reparations, you ain't really talking about nothing. I really want to hear about the closest thing to it. Maybe is Andrew Yang, because he, was talking about the $1,200 a month, which we all need here. We got student loans, we got bills to pay, rent steady going up, and wages are not. So if you ain't talking about making my life better, I don't support you. And you definitely owe me reparations. I was not a slave. You did not pay my people, and my people live in me. So I want my check for my people.
Okay. Let me tell you something. And I would rather get $1,200 a month than settle any student debt. Okay, so Bernie Sanders can have several seats with that. Give me $1,200 a month.
Give me my money.
It don't matter how much I make. I need that. Cut me my check.
I need that.
You got that.
Thank you. $1,200. You straight. $1,200 a month. Coming in. You straight.
That would help the homeless problem right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
I'm with that because Andrew Yang is talking about financially $1,200 a month. But I also would like him to take it a step further. What are you going to tell the banks to make sure we get capital? If me and Storm and 7 want to go into business and we want to compete, how are you going to make sure that we get the capital that we need to be successful? Because a lot of African Americans don't get enough capital to fund their business, or don't get a piece of the pie. I just want to say this, shout out to everybody out there, but I heard this in an interview, I'll never forget it, is that $1 trillion pension fund government workers put in, not one black hedge fund control a piece of that, manage a piece of the.
Of course not.
So what candidate are going to do that? And if I interview Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, I'm going to be very direct. I'm not going to say minorities, because when you say minorities, the new minority is gay white men. So when you hear minority, they're not really talking about black.
Wait a minute, that's real?
Yes.
That is real. And you can thank your boy Obama for that. Okay.
Absolutely. So that's the new minorities, gay white men. So I'm very direct. What are you going to do for black people?
Black people specifically, not minorities. Black people.
Absolutely. Like
black people, us.
Absolutely. Because Angela Wright asked Elizabeth Warren a question and she was dancing around it. Yes, I have a plan for that. Well, no. Give me a direct answer.
Foundational black people, not all these Caribbeans and all these other people you bring up here to speak for us. Okay. And they're like second, third generation. No, I'm talking about people from this soil who ancestors have helped build this entire country. Okay. Everybody else is getting reparations. And every time it's up to us, it's like, oh no, it's shush. And now we can talk about it, but we have foreigners speaking on our behalf. Absolutely not. Okay.
Absolutely. And let me say this, Wiley. I know this is unprofessional. I gotta go run and use the bathroom real quick. But let me say this. I'm one of them people that white people feel. I'm sorry, Wonder Bread. Call them Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread feel comfortable with telling me a lot of things they won't say out loud. The reason why they don't want to give us reparations, and it came out their mouth. Well, you guys are better off here than you ever would have been in Africa. So you should be grateful. So that is what we are fighting against.
Right. And what they need to understand, Africa is doing it well. It's a lot of part
Africa looks just like here.
It do. Yeah. It do.
And your money really stretch. I work with a lot of African people, and I remember this African nurse showed me where she stayed and everything. She had made everything. Okay, because her money stretches 3-4 times longer over there than they do in America. So they extract their bread up in America, take that back to Africa. They have a beautiful standard. So again, if you think Africa is just poor, that means you're just sitting at home watching TV and watching the Feed the Children ministry. You need to get a passport and go and do like what I'm going to do, get a passport and go travel. But I also like to say this. I did say I was going to publicly endorse Kamala Harris. I'm going to renege on that because talking about anything of substance, she have literally lost me. When I saw that she did not show up to the black journalists to show up to the Black Journalist Convention with Roland Martin and all the type of people, she did not show up. I looked at her differently because I'm like, if you really want the black vote, the same thing with Cory Booker, you got to talk to black people. Do not think just because you're running for president that we are automatically going to vote for you because you're black.
You're black.
We did that for Obama.
Manchurian candidate. Okay, but go ahead. Go off.
Absolutely, you need to talk to black people and don't be afraid of them.
I don't even like that whole talk black thing because she tried that. Did you see her come out with the Converse on, the Chucks? And I said, who the hell are you? Yeah, prosecutor. What the hell are you doing with Chucks on?
I'm talking about policies that will directly affect black people and how it will help us. And that's where they're not really doing that. Cory Booker dropped the ball with that, and I believe Kamala Harris have dropped the ball with that. And I don't see any candidate that I will vote for other than Andrew Yang. The only reason
Yang.
Yes, because of that. He just needs to work.
If I had to, it would be Andrew Yang.
It would be Andrew Yang. He's just going to have to work with, like many other candidates that's not black, or white people, period, or Asian people. They don't know how to answer the question when the police pull over a black man or woman. A question was posed to him. He said, just do the right thing and do this. If you want it, don't try to slide that. He really didn't understand to give a right answer. So again, we do need a candidate that's conscious enough to know the problem that African-American people are facing and also listening to African-American people with the solution and implement that solution. Because
that is career suicide. To talk like that about against the police, we all know. Why do you think none of them do it?
Right, because African American people, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let y'all get into this. We're not funding politics. We vote, but we're not giving.
We're not giving money.
Monroe, if you all were running for president and vice president, I give you $550 million in a super PAC. Guess who call you gonna answer when he show up in there and say, "Good morning, Mr. President."
The blacks are calling again. The blacks are calling. Yeah,
we need to do something for the black people because Mr. Wiley is saying y'all ain't doing enough, and I helped you get up in there, so you answer. So that's what they work with: money and power. The White House share the same line with the Department of Treasury. That's the only agency. Money and power goes hands in hand in American politics. Let's get our closing remarks. We are at our time. Go ahead, Seven. You want to give me?
That's it. I thought we had other topics. No, what happened to Kanye?
Well, we did Kanye. You were late.
Wait a minute. You told me we're okay.
We started right on time.
You know what? I don't appreciate that because I got Kanye figured out. Okay, no one has him figured out but me. Okay. Kanye is only doing this Jesus stuff because he was acting crazy for like a whole couple of years. So now it's, he's tapping into the black church because, that's the next step for his career. I need you black people to forgive me. Matter of fact, I need you all to forgive me. Christianity. And now he's trying to get paid too. He's hooking up with Joel Osteen. Come on now.
This is my favorite. Kanye is going to get your coins.
He's going to get the coins. We talked about this on the other channel, and I said he's an influencer because he thinks he's a genius.
Okay.
but he's not a genius. Okay. He hasn't created anything that has been revolutionary enough to change our lives and that we're still using, like a Steve Jobs or a Walt Disney or all these people that he compares himself to. Absolutely. However, what he can do is take something and make it cool and make it trendy and sell. Okay. Like he did with the clothing, like he does with the music. Okay. So he is an influencer, but again, his wife is the bigger influencer because she actually has people surgically, modifying their face to look like her face. She's the bigger influencer. So now he's on this whole Jesus tip because, he needs Black people to forgive him. Now, I'm not against Kanye. I actually think he says a lot of relatively real stuff, but, he doesn't know how to quite get it out. You know what I mean? But then
I agree.
Yeah. When I see people like T.I. try to ridicule him, I'm like, well, I'm going to need you to have several seats. Okay. Because I see what Kanye's trying to do.
Yes.
He's just not articulating himself well. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
I agree. He can't. He's not able to articulate himself. That's the damn problem.
I agree with you. Go ahead, Storm. We're gonna give our closing remarks. I want to say thank you all. Thank you to Storm and Seven. I want to hear what Storm closing remarks, because everybody is just happy tonight, and I'm happy too.
I know this went really good tonight. I'm gonna say in closing, ladies, be careful. Always watch your surroundings. Kanye ain't nothing but a pimp. I don't want to see Kim as the first lady. That ain't gonna work for me. And then lastly, thank you to Hope for coming on. And yeah, shit, that's it. But be careful out here.
I have your permission, to give it. So Storm.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to make sure, because I'll be on it. I love managing and producing. I love it. Whatever it is, I love connecting people with people. That's the type of person that I am. And I think this would be dope. Now, if you want to continue to see this panel, y'all got it. We need sponsors. Now, y'all came through tonight. If y'all want to see this on a weekly night, y'all got to come through with the coin. I'm talking about some that fold, not the silver, some that fold and go a long way. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do, people. If y'all
this is not the sweatshop. We get paid over here. And
okay.
Also,
support your content creators.
Yes.
Also, we're gonna work on getting more guests, since I have to one up Wiley now. Like, no, Hope, really? No, we got to get some more people in here. So it's gonna be a little competitive thing. Storm, you need to follow me on Instagram because I followed you, but then I unfollowed you because I felt some type of way because I knew you didn't see me. I'm gonna follow you again. Wiley, happy late birthday. Okay. Shout out to Hope for coming through. Yes, ladies, please be careful out here. Again, Black girls and Black women are coming up missing and dead in the most alarming numbers right now. And I feel like nobody's really talking about it.
Right, they're not. And what we see on YouTube and my clothes, you see a lot of men disrespecting women. Men need to stop being disrespectful and how to help women and use your platform, use your privilege. Because me and Storm, we have privilege as being a man. So again, we have to use our privilege to help our women. Those are our queens. Those are our sisters. Those are our mothers. We have to do that. I remember James Brown wrote a song, "This is a man's world," but it won't be nothing without a woman's touch or without a woman's love. So at the end of the day, we will not be here if it was not. So I just want to say thank you to y'all for tuning in and watching.
One more thing. Shout out to our mom. We saw your picture, honey. You look like a magician out there. Did you see it?
Yeah, come on, y'all.
Being messy.
Okay.
When I see him coming in, yeah, be at the Windy Wheel. So I'm at work.
I said, "Oh, did you see the gums?" I said, "Oh, he is happy."
I was at work, doing my work, taking care
like a baker in that outfit, that Wendy Williams outfit. And then your crazy behind was like, I saw him all the way in the back row.
He was in the Negro section. He was in that section back in the day. Sit in the back. He was all the way in the back. Baby, when that camera went on, all you just see is him. And y'all you see that white shirt.
Y'all are too much.
I mean, I'm like, what in the world's going on? That man is way up yonder.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
I just can't wait to get into some commentary. I'm just here for it. Listen, again, to the B&B squad, I'm going to talk about him because he want to be a celebrity. So I'm going to be a host and I'm going to talk to him like he a celebrity. He want to be what? Oh, baby, I'm going to make you one because I'm going to talk about
you. Going to make you famous. Okay. Because he and Wiley can still have sex. Wiley made that be famous.
All right, y'all. I'm sweating here. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all go follow each of our platforms. Show us love. And like I said, if you want to see it continue, you already know what to do. Contact me at Wiley Show. Follow me on all my social media, and I'm going to post it on the screen so you all can definitely see it. If anybody want to be a blessing, and so we can keep this going, that's the Cash App. You all can definitely be a blessing. We can keep this going on a weekly basis. Thank you so much to Star and also to 7 stars. Thank you. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Woo, that was nice.